Hey everybody, we're back. Talk Shit Sports here. Me, Angel O, and Jimmy Weed.
I got the whole Jimmy thing going today.
I like that. Where'd you get that shirt?
You know what? I can't remember where I got it, but very psychedelic type of, Jimi Hendrix. Gotta love him.
For those young people out there that know who Jimi Hendrix is, right?
Yeah, look him up. Google him.
Google it.
Google him. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we got a great show today, Jimmy, and we got a lot of things happening around sports. I just want to talk about a couple things. I actually want to let the audience know, who you are, where you've been. I mean, you've been in broadcasting, been in sports for so many years.
Yeah, it's quite a bit now. I've been in this business over 25 years. So
you've seen everything. You've seen.
I've seen it
behind the scenes.
I've covered it all. You name it, I've done. The only one thing that I haven't been. I haven't been to two events that I want to be before I go. I want to be able to cover them or just be there. One is the Kentucky Derby, and the other one is the Indy 500. I haven't been to those. Because they usually fall on dates where I'm usually covering something else. For example, the Kentucky Derby is always the first Saturday in May.
Cinco de Mayo.
And it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. And boxing. I'm always in Vegas covering a fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Well, it's big in the Latino communities. Boxing is big. We love boxing. Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I've never been to the Kentucky Derby.
I've never been either, but I would love to go. I grew up with horse racing at Santa Anita, going with my grandfather back in the day, and my dad. It was a very fun thing to do. But other than that, Jaime, I know you've been to a lot of big time sporting events, but out of all the sports, NFL, NBA, MLB, who's the biggest shitheads? Like who's the biggest?
Oh wow, I would have to say probably NBA. Just because of the fact that they're prima donnas. There's only 12 of you in the world. Think about that. If you're on a team, there's 12 guys on the active roster.
Right.
There's only 12 Lakers in the world.
Oh, they're good though.
There's only 12 Boston Celtics in the world. There's only 12 Chicago Bulls. So can you imagine? I used to, when I lived in Miami, when I was going to school, one of the big teams was obviously the Bulls and the Boston Celtics. One day I was out partying in South Beach when it barely got started. And all of a sudden, the Boston Celtics walked in. And you're like, oh my God, not only were they just incredible. It was the Bird, McHale, Parrish era. And one of my friends told me can you imagine being one of those guys? There's only 12 of you in the world. And that is something that most people really don't comprehend. And obviously the money back then wasn't, what the money's like now. I mean, the money is just absolutely incredible. The power that these guys have nowadays, it's unbelievable. And so that's why some of these guys, especially, in the last 10 to 15 years, I guess you could say, they think that everybody needs to bow down to them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can imagine. But, speaking of Miami, you went to the U.
I went to the U.
I actually have friends that went to Utah. They say that's the real U.
Oh, stop.
They say, where's the U in Miami?
Stop.
But where the U, I don't know where the U came from. I don't either. I don't.
It was just something, it's been the emblem for the University of Miami. Utah, yes, it has a U in it, but tell me that if it wasn't for Urban Meyer that one season, Utah would be just an afterthought. I mean, and they are. I'm sorry to say Utes, but nobody considers the University of Utah or the Utes as the U. Please, come on.
Now, when you went to Miami, was it when Miami, the Hurricanes were bigger than the Dolphins at the time? They were running the city.
Everybody wanted to be with the Miami Hurricanes. I went to Miami, and I'm going to date myself now. I was at Miami when Jimmy Johnson was there and Dennis Erickson. The University of Miami, the Hurricanes lost 2 games in my 4 years of school. 2 games. It was an incredible amount of talent. That it started with Jimmy Johnson. It was incredible. You know, Vinny Testaverde was the quarterback. Michael Irvin, was there. So it's just the amount of names that have come out of the University of Miami. If you look it up in the NFL, probably the most successful program as far as impact players is concerned. And it's not because I went to the U. And this is, proven, tested. University of Miami has the most successful amount of ex-players in the NFL.
Wow. I know
it's true. I mean, just the 2001 team had 17 first-rounders on that team. Wow. 17.
I know,
17.
I know the USC fans would disagree with you with that one on the West Coast. They would.
Well, that's good for them.
Yeah.
Good for you, Trojans. But that's okay. I don't care.
Go fight on, Trojans. Get your program back.
Exactly. Well, Miami's trying to as well. We've gone through a hard time.
Well, the college football does need both these teams back because
absolutely. It's always good when both Miami and USC are at the top. Always.
Absolutely. Quick question before we get into the topics today. Who's one of the coolest sports athletes you've ever interviewed?
Oh, wow. There's a bunch. Who's one of the coolest guys?
Down to earth. I mean, successful, big time, but down to earth, humble. Anybody like?
You know what? He was very private, but Kobe was down to earth. He was a real dude. He was a real guy. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Because even though he was probably one of the biggest stars of his era, when it came down to it and you actually got to talk to him and everything, he was very down to earth. Kobe was a really cool dude.
Yeah, no, I never got the chance to meet him, but everyone I know that's ever met him has said the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on the assassin on the court.
Oh, absolutely.
But outside the court, he was the coolest dude.
If you talked sports, you could rub him the wrong way as well.
Oh, really?
Because he knew what he was talking about. But once you got to his, non-sports persona and you really got to talk to him about anything, he was just a regular guy. Yeah, with millions, right? But Kobe was a real dude.
Yeah, in my eyes, one of the top 2 NBA athletes of all time.
I agree. Him and Michael. Sorry, LeBron. But to me, LeBron will always be a notch below those two.
Yeah, but LeBron's got to win more championships. He hasn't even caught Kobe yet. So before he even gets in the conversation,
and he needed to make that super team in Miami, for him to be able to do anything first.
Yeah. So yeah, Kobe stayed loyal and came back and won it again here in LA. So big props to rest in peace, Mr. the Bean up in heaven, Kobe Bryant. Now we'll get into the topics here, but we're going to talk about basketball since we talked about Kobe. But now we're going to talk about someone who's completely opposite of Kobe Bryant.
And who wants to do the same thing as LeBron and, make a big team or whatever. But James Harden and the trade that he pretty much demanded from the beginning of preseason and whatever, he got, to training camp late.
So big he was?
You mean like this way?
But did you see on our Instagram post of the guy that they've been showing?
He's huge. He is absolutely huge. I don't know. This guy let himself go. He's got to be a good 15 to 20 pounds heavier than he was, I don't know, a season ago. It's just incredible.
They say he's been in Vegas living the life, out partying and doing those, but
that's the thing. I mean, he demanded the trade. He wanted to go to Brooklyn. He wanted to be with KD and Kyrie. And I just think for whatever reason, first of all, he wanted to be the guy in Houston, right? When he left OKC, he was part of a big three, KD and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. Amazing team.
And then, he wanted the money. They didn't want to give it to him. He got traded, whatever. He landed in Houston. He was the guy. Then he asked for CP3. He got him. Didn't work out. Before that, he asked for for Superman. You know, he wanted to have a
Dwight Howard?
Dwight Howard. He wanted a big center. He got him. Nothing happened. Then he asked for Russell Westbrook, you know, his buddy. Didn't work out. So, and at the end, he basically gave up. I mean, the press conference where he basically said, oh, you know what? This team is going nowhere. This team sucks. Whatever. I want out. Come on. The fact that he was able to go where he wanted to, I think is bad for the NBA. But I think the biggest winner is Houston because of all the picks that they got.
Yeah, they got
basically, they got Oladipo, which you know, pair him up with Wall.
4 first-round picks?
4 first-round picks, and then 4 first-round swap picks as well. I mean, just the potential that this has is like a Herschel Walker trade in a way. I mean, Houston, you're not going to see it now because I think all the picks go up to 2027. So figure by 2029, 2030, we're going to see the impact. And I'm telling you, Houston is going to be a powerhouse in the future. Now, I think the team that did the worst out of the 4-team trade, whatever, actually it's Brooklyn. Why? Because they need to win now. They've got 3 guys. And if they don't win, then I think it's good for naught. Not only that, but you look at James Harden, who wanted out of OKC as well because he was part of the big 3 there. And, you know, for whatever reason, things didn't work out. He got traded. Now he goes back to being the 3rd wheel. Why? Because you've got KD and you've got Kyrie. That team is those 2 guys' team. Yeah. So he comes in here and basically we're talking about Harden being... if this was Harry Potter, you know, Harry, Hermione, and then you've got the redheaded kid. You know, that's who he is. If we're talking Friends, you've got Chandler, Joey, and then you've got Ross. You know, the one that really nobody really gives a damn about. That's Harden right now.
Well, look. First of all, Kyrie needs to get his head back.
Yes.
And figure out what he's doing. Harden needs to get in shape.
Yes.
Then you'll see this big 3. What's going to happen? But you know what?
But there's not enough basketballs for them to go around.
They should be. They should be the Brooklyn Ball Hogs. That should be their name. Their new name.
I mean, you've got Kyrie, who's the guy that takes the shots all the time at the end of the game. If not, ask LeBron.
Yes.
But that's a completely different story because LeBron didn't want the ball back then. And then you've got KD, who, when he won with the Warriors, who got the ball at the end of the game? KD. And you've got James Harden, who doesn't know how to get rid of the ball. I mean, this guy is the biggest ball hog there is. Yes, he's the scoring champion from last year. Why? Because the ball never left his hands.
They had more passes in Houston the first game after he left.
Yes. More assists.
More assists, yeah.
Than with James Harden. I can't believe in how many games. Just because he's a ball hog. And so you tell me how that's going to work. They say that, you know, they're willing to make it jive. They're willing to make it gel. Good luck.
Well, it's finals or bust for them.
Oh, absolutely. No, I don't think it's finals or bust. I think it's championship or bust.
Well, they're not going to beat the Lakers.
I don't think so either. Just because of the fact that
Lakers in 5.
Oh God, here we go. Let's see if the Lakers make it to the.
Hey, we're gelling right now. We're gelling right now.
Yeah, you are. Absolutely, I got to agree. What is it? You know, 7-0 on the road.
Yeah.
To start the season for the Lakers.
Well, let the tension be on those guys.
Oh,
better
absolutely.
for us.
Absolutely.
Better for us. Let those guys.
Absolutely.
But I think Brooklyn's, you know, that they don't win now, they're in trouble. They're going to be.
Absolutely.
It's,
I think this has bust written all over it.
And Oladipo's, this is his final year of contract, so it's like a.
Yeah, they're renting him out basically. But you know what? If he gels with John Wall, they've got a good nucleus in Houston, and I could see Oladipo, especially with all the picks that they've got,
that could be a good team.
Wanting to stay. You never know.
I don't know. I don't like Houston or the Nets, so who cares? But, you know, I mean, look, I don't know. The NBA is kind of crazy right now. There's more games delayed. I don't know what's going to happen. It's getting worse.
Well, it's going to get worse before it gets better, just like with society overall. When you've got guys like George Hill, I believe, is the guy that said, you know what, nobody's going to tell me what to do. If I want to go and see my family, I'm going to go. Nobody's going to tell me I've got to be in a hotel room, for 24 hours or whatever. Listen, dude, you know what? You get paid millions of dollars to play a game, okay? When a lot of people are without a job, they're in food lines right now because of the situation, and you're telling me that you can't sacrifice a little bit, and if you go out on the road, you're going to stay in a hotel room? Give me a break.
Yeah, a bunch of prima donnas. I mean, we got a lot of fans out there counting on these games and supporting these guys, and it all comes back to leadership, Jimmy.
Yes.
I talk about the Lakers are my team, but they got a leader on the team that, there's accountability with leadership, and you don't hear these happening with good teams, good organizations that have good leadership.
No, you're right. Especially when you've got guys that think that, the team, they come before the team.
Yeah, they play for the name in the back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They play for the name in the back.
Yeah.
They play for the name in the back.
And that's the Nets.
That's the Nets.
Good
That's
luck.
the Nets. That's Harden.
That's going to be a soap opera. We'll be here talking about it. So
God.
We got a lot to talk about. But that's the NBA right now. We're going to move over to the NFL. Big news: Urban Meyer, Jacksonville. What do you think?
Well, I think right now it's a good hire for Jacksonville. They got to create buzz somehow. He's a very successful college football, coach. I believe his overall record is 187-32. Just when he was with Florida, he went 68-15, I believe, or something like
65
that.
65-15.
65-15.
Yeah.
Won 2 national championships with the Gators. The Jaguars lost 15 games last year. Just last year. So, yes, obviously he's going to have to bring in a completely different mentality. But I don't know if Urban Meyer translates to the pro game. A lot of the college football, great coaches have tried it. Nick Saban was one. He went to Miami for 2 years and he couldn't hack it. He just wasn't made for the pro game. Why? Because he needs absolute control. He needs to basically rule with terror, or like a tyrant in a way, over his players. He can do that at Alabama. What he says goes. It's a whole different mentality with pro athletes. Why?
Absolutely.
Because it's the player first, the coach second. So I don't know if Urban Meyer is going to be all that great. Plus, he's had health issues. I don't know how long he's going to last with Jacksonville, but it's the perfect situation because it's a team that can only get better. 1-15, plus they got the number 1 pick in the draft. More than likely Trevor Lawrence. That team needs a quarterback. They need someone to become the face of the organization. They've got a great running back in James Robinson as well. So I think it's a great situation for him right now. Plus they've got over $76 million in cap money, so they can try to attract free agents. So I think it's a great opportunity for Urban Meyer. I don't know if Urban Meyer is going to be able to deliver what he's used to as far as, he was successful at Bowling Green. He was successful at Utah, incredibly successful at Florida and Ohio State.
Yeah. I mean, he does got a winning track record, but like you said, like we talked about NBA, you're coaching prima donnas now.
Yes.
You got kids that are trying to get to that level. They want to make millions of dollars. They're coachable. They're willing to work hard and do these things. Then they've arrived. Then they make millions of dollars. It's a different ballgame.
Oh, completely. Look, for example, Jacksonville. They had Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey didn't want to be in Jacksonville. He basically forced their hand to trade him, right?
Thank God.
And for you
yes.
and the Rams, absolutely. Look at what Harden just did. And this is what happens in the pros. It doesn't happen in college.
Yeah, right.
You have absolute power over all your players in college. You don't have that power in the NFL.
Well, Urban Meyer, yeah, he said today that he's not gonna be a control freak. He's gonna let the coaches coach, but that's not him.
But that's not him.
Yeah,
that's not his style.
He's gonna. Yeah, it's like
successful coaches in college rule over absolutely everything.
Right.
There's been very few that have been successful that have made the transition from college to the NFL. Number one, Jimmy Johnson. It's true. Jimmy Johnson turned the Cowboys around like that. They won 2 championships. That could have been 3. How about them Cowboys? It came because of Jimmy Johnson. Pete Carroll from USC going to the Seahawks. The Seahawks weren't the Seahawks before Pete Carroll.
No,
absolutely not. Tom Coughlin from college to the Giants. Right. He turned that franchise around. So yes, you had Parcells before that, but there's very few coaches that have gone from college to the pros and have been truly successful.
Yeah, that's all sports. Even basketball, you see that college, pro. They end up going right back to the college. Coaching college again because that's where it's at. There's another coach got hired. Jets hired a new coach.
Oh, Robert Saleh. Great coach, great defensive coordinator. You know it very well, what he's done to the Rams with their defense.
Yeah, I know.
Even this year, with all the injuries that they had, all the guys on IR, Boza was out early on with, an ACL tear. Most of their defensive line went down. I mean, what he did up in San Francisco over, I believe, 4 or 5 years as a defensive coordinator is incredible. However, he's going to the Jets. He doesn't know what he's getting into.
The Jets.
Yes, obviously you start by rebuilding the defense. Their defense was, I believe, 24th or 23rd overall in the league, but their offense was the worst. They had the worst quarterback statistically in the league in Sam Darnold, and that's his number one priority right now. What's he going to do at the quarterback position? They've got the number 2 pick in the draft, and so he's got to evaluate Sam Darnold in a hurry and decide whether he's going to keep him or whether he's going to draft the franchise quarterback for the future. He's got a 5-year deal, and I believe he's going to bring Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur's brother, who was in San Francisco. He's going to bring him over to be the offensive coordinator.
They announced it already. Yeah.
So, I think he's a great guy, great defensive mind.
Yeah, he's very intense.
Very intense.
But it's the Jets.
And somebody who can relate to players, not like Adam Gase,
But the Jets, it's
quirky
not
eyes.
It's not the coach, it's the upper management, it's
and that's
the owner.
Another thing, and that's where I was going after that. The Jets, they can't get out of their own way.
Nope.
And that's the way they've been. They haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years. And it's because the front office has just been a mess. They keep making the wrong hires, the wrong decisions, player personnel. So you know what? Good luck to Robert Saleh, great guy. I just don't know if he's going to be able. A buddy of mine was telling me yesterday that he's going to have the Jets in the playoffs next year. I said, wait, hold on a minute. You mean to tell me for that to happen, Buffalo and Miami have to take a step back? I don't see that happening. And then New England has to stink it up again. I don't see that happening. So how are the Jets going to make the playoffs, in the first year that Robert Saleh is there? Don't see it. Plus, they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. Who cares?
I love it. The whole LA homer thing. Who cares? Especially New York. Who cares?
New York came from supporting Niners. Next. OBJ's talking out there. He says, don't be surprised if the Browns upset the Chiefs. What do you think about that?
I think everything is possible, but you know what? OBJ is not going to be playing.
Probably it's a good thing he's not playing.
So
they're doing better without him.
So you know what? He can say whatever he wants. if
He'll
he
probably
was
be on the
actually
Jets next year.
exactly, if he was actually playing, and if he backed it up, okay. But he's hurt. He's not playing. And then second of all, if you rely on Baker Mayfield against the Chiefs, that's not going to happen. For the only way the Browns beat the Chiefs is if they run 45 times and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt have a great game. Ball control and keep it away from Patrick Mahomes. That's the way the Browns win that game. Because if I believe I said it the last time too, if Baker Mayfield has to pass more than 25 times, that's bad news for the Browns.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And then another news, Mark Davis, the Raiders owner, buys a WNBA franchise, Las Vegas Aces. You heard about that?
No, but like you said, who cares?
How about them Raiders?
How about them Raiders?
It's probably the best thing for them. It probably, Mark Davis had more success with them than the Raiders.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for a team that only won 2 home games this past season, I know that they didn't have the fans or whatever, but come on, you try to make a big splash in your new city and you win 2 games at home.
Then you buy a WNBA franchise. That's how you redeem yourself.
Exactly.
You know some Raider fans.
Oh, we know a lot of Raider fans. Man, are they annoying.
How about this? Adrian Peterson got ordered to pay $8.3 million to a loan company. What are these guys doing? These guys? They're not paying their bills.
The original loan was for $5.2 million. Okay,
I saw that.
And so the $8 million comes because of the interest occurred after that. I mean, give me a break. If you're not going to make a payment on a $5 million loan, then why do you take it out in the first place? And look, most of these guys obviously need help with their financials. But somebody's got to talk to him. He's got to listen to someone. Now he's $8 million in the hole. I mean, yes, these guys make a lot of money, but Adrian Peterson is at the tail end of his career. He doesn't have another huge contract coming up.
He's made over $100 million in his career.
Yeah, but he probably blew most of it.
Well, you can get another CPA.
Why else would you need a $5 million loan? I mean, this is the type of guy that probably didn't invest wisely when he made all his money.
Of course, comes the people around him probably. But anyways, Eagles interviewing Kellen Moore. I don't know what Kellen Moore's done. He's with the Cowboys. I mean,
wait, didn't he just sign an extension with the Cowboys to be their offensive coordinator for the next 3 years? Why would they be interviewing him now?
But what did he do? Like what has this guy done? He's got no record of. I mean,
what has he done? He was a good quarterback at Boise State.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he should have taken blue turf. Well, he should have taken the position because they wanted Kellen Moore as the head coach
for Boise State.
Yeah, however, that's why the Cowboys gave him an extension, because they didn't want him to go. They knew that he probably would have gone to Boise State. So they signed him to an extension. I don't know why he's talking to the Eagles, even if cause that's a conflict of interest right now. I mean, he just signed an extension.
Well, Jerry Jones always has his favorites. Like Garrett, he's got his guys that he doesn't want to let go. Right?
And that's why the Cowboys are the Cowboys.
Exactly.
Another friend of mine yesterday said he was brokenhearted because the Cowboys didn't get Urban Meyer. They weren't going to let McCarthy go. They weren't going to fire Mike McCarthy. We know Jerry Jones, the way he operates is once he makes his decision on who's going to be the guy, he gives them way too many opportunities. Look at Jason Garrett. He should have been gone from the Cowboys probably 3 seasons before he was let go.
Hey, Jason Garrett knocked the Cowboys out the playoffs this year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you know what? And another friend of mine who's a huge Charger fan was not too pleased when he found out, or I told him, that the Chargers were interviewing Jason Garrett for their head coaching position. That is horrible.
Oh, horrible.
Man.
Oh, no. Well, it's good for the Chargers. Let them they go back. And then they go back to San Diego, too.
Yeah.
Them and the Clippers. Okay, so final picks for the week. This weekend's games. We got the first game we got is that we're picking here is my Rams and Packers. I can't go against my Rams. I'm going from I picked the Rams.
I see why. I just think that Aaron Rodgers playing in the cold, especially if Jared Goff is going to play, which it appears that he is.
He's playing.
Then that's just a bad formula for the Rams. Jared Goff can't play, with pressure. Plus, he's always showed that he can't play. He can't play in the cold.
Last week he played well.
Yeah, but that was the defense. The defense won that game.
No.
It wasn't Jared Goff.
I mean, we scored points.
It wasn't Jared Goff.
So, look, Goff could have a good game, no interceptions, good defense, run the ball. We're going to win this game. So, Rams on this one for me.
Okay, we'll talk Monday.
Remember, I was 5-1 last week.
We'll talk Monday.
We'll
talk Monday.
5-1, right?
We'll talk Monday.
Okay, the next game, we kind of mentioned it a little while ago. Browns and Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one.
Yeah, it's the biggest line right now. I think it opened up at 9.5. And I think the Chiefs are going to cover.
Yeah. And then next game is Bills and Ravens. I'm taking the Bills on this one.
You know what? I had them in my NFL bracket to get to the championship, to the AFC championship. However, looking back at it, it's all on Josh Allen. Why? Because they have no running back. Moss is out. He's hurt. And Devin Singletary is not the type of back that can run 25, 30 times. Not only that, but the Bills sprinkle in the run, every once in a while, just to keep people semi-honest. It's all on Josh Allen. And I think he's going up against a great defense and a team that runs the ball. That's what they like to do. They run the ball very well. Plus, you've got Lamar Jackson. I think he's already won his first playoff game. I think he knows what to do. I'm going with the Ravens.
All right. Next game is the Senior Bowl. Saints and Bucks.
Wow. You know what? This one's a toss-up. The Saints are favored by 3 points. They're at home. I guess that's why they're getting the 3 points. But Brady and the Bucks have been playing great ball lately. I hate to admit it. I hate Brady.
Say it.
I hate Brady. I'm a Dolphin fan. I hate New England. Can't stand the Patriots. He's no longer there, but I still hate the Patriots. But anyways, he's got a great set of receivers. Mike Evans, Goodwin, Antonio Brown. He's got great tight ends, decent running backs, good defense.
Sounds like you're going with Brady. Is Brady your guy this week? Whoa, man.
I can't. I've got to go with the Saints. They've got a good defense. They're playing at home. I'm going with the Saints.
I'm taking the Bucks. I got the Bucks. I'm not a Brady fan, but I'm taking the Bucks on this one. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
It is. It's very hard,
especially with a quarterback like Brady. Yeah. So I'll take the Bucks there. So that's football. We'll close out the show here with MLB. Couple signings here, just to mention. Alex Wood signs with the Giants. He's a traitor in my eyes. You bleed blue, you win a championship, then you go to the Giants. I mean, you're a traitor.
It's all about money nowadays, but who cares?
Corey Knebel signs with the Dodgers.
Who?
We'll see. We'll see this year. And then, did you hear about? I know you just got the alert right now about Mickey Mantle baseball card sells for $5.2 million.
Wow, I got to go look for my baseball cards. I think they're somewhere at my parents' house. I hope my dear old mother hasn't thrown them out. But I used to have a lot of baseball cards. I used to have a lot of basketball cards as well. Yeah. But 5.2 mil? Whew.
Yeah, I need to go to my mom's house too. My cards are there as well. So
look for all your tops, baseball cards. And for you millennials who have no idea what a baseball card is, it was something that we did as kids that was pretty cool. That I remember the first time I looked at the back of one of them and someone told me, if the guy is not hitting above 250, throw that card away. It's no good.
It was so cool, right? Think about it. You have all the stats in the back and all that. I remember here in LA, the LAPD would give us baseball cards. They used to carry them with them. So they would go around with kids and just hand out baseball cards. And
that's another thing, kids. For all you kids nowadays, you used to grab a baseball card and put it in the spokes of your bike.
Oh.
So it would sound like really cool, like, just give it
like a lowrider,
like a lowrider
like glass
type
packs,
of thing.
you know?
Exactly. That's something you don't see nowadays. I mean, all these kids are so busy, playing Fortnite or whatever on their PlayStation or their Xbox. They have no idea. You tell kids nowadays, hey, go outside and play. They're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, they're glued to the TV watching YouTube, doing all this stuff. So it's just a new generation.
But subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. So also they're talking about Fernando Tatis getting a $102 to $300 million mega
He's
contract.
worth it. He's a superstar.
But they don't know if they're going to do it because baseball's not making money right now. They're just trying to figure things out.
Look, the Padres need Fernando Tatis. Him and Manny Machado on the left side of the infield, great combination. They've got, Blake Snell now. They've got Yu Darvish. They've got great arms in San Diego. They need to keep Fernando Tatis. If they don't, it'll be one of the biggest mistakes in that franchise's history. Because anybody else they're going to say, "Yo, you don't want him? Oh, we'll take him."
Yeah, he could drive 2 hours up the road.
Absolutely. I'm sure the Dodgers would take him.
We got plenty of money.
I'm sure the Dodgers would take him.
We can move people around, put somebody in second base, third base, Seager and Tatis on the same field.
I don't see that happening though. I don't think either one of those guys would play third base. That's the only problem. You would need to get rid of Seager to sign Fernando Tatis.
Well, Seager is our guy right now, so that's not going to happen. Yankees signed DJ LeMahieu to $90 million for 6 years.
La Machine, that's a steal. Yeah. That's a steal. LeMahieu is probably one of the most natural hitters in Major League Baseball right now. He's incredible, to the point that they kept him in the lineup no matter what. I mean, he played pretty much every single position except pitcher and catcher, because he was so good at the plate. Yeah. They had a lot of injuries. They moved him around because DJ LeMahieu is he's a superstar. I think 90 million, 6 years, 90 million. Yeah. That's a steal.
Yeah.
That's a complete steal. For the Yankees, that's a steal.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees, usually picking up the biggest free agents in the market, usually off-season, but they're keeping their guys now, so
as they should. DJ LeMahieu is, whoever gets him is getting, a bona fide star.
Well, everybody wants to see the Yankees and Dodgers in the World Series, so...
Well...
Maybe this will help them, because we'll be there. I don't know if the Yankees will be there, but...
Yeah, okay. 162 games this year. It's not a 60-game season.
It's okay.
Okay, Angel?
220.
It's not 60 games.
2020, champions, LA Dodgers.
First of all, I told them, I don't think the Dodgers are winning the division this year.
Oh, man.
I don't think that the Dodgers are winning the division this year.
They're winning the division. This year they're going to win the World Championship, and we're going to make it happen. But... It's going to be a big year in sports. We got a lot of great things happening.
Hopefully we can get back to the stadiums.
Yeah.
That's something that everybody wants. Not only for me professionally as well, so I can go and cover the teams. But, everybody needs that getaway, especially now. We've been cooped up inside for way too long.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't wait to have a Dodger dog and a nice cold beer sitting in Dodger Stadium. One of the most beautiful ballparks in the world. I think the most.
You know what? I'll sell you a better tasting hot dog, and I'll charge you $6-7 for the dog.
Whatever. I'm gonna have
$12. I don't care. I'll bring you my own version of a Dodger dog with a better tasting wiener.
Hey, whatever. I can't wait to drive into Chavez Ravine, go in there, maybe even have a michelada. A $35 michelada.
That's right, a $35 michelada.
But
they're big. They're big.
Yeah, they're big. But to be in the stadium, oh man, just gonna be great. Summer nights back at the ballpark. They're saying August. I don't know. Who knows? But.
I think mid to late summer is when things might start getting back to quote unquote normal.
Well, some places are gonna have fans, but California,
right.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I mean, we're probably not going to see our version of normal maybe not till like 2023.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think things are going to get better. Yes, they're going to get better, but it's going to take some time.
Okay, cool. So to close out the show, I want to ask you a question real quick. I asked you about who's the coolest guy. Who's one of the most biggest shitheads you've ever interviewed in sports?
Oh my God. You know who really was just not a good guy was Raul Mondesi.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was not pleasant to talk to at all.
Man, of all the people, you think Raul Mondesi? Wow.
Yeah, he was not pleasant to talk to. Who else? Oh my God, Montoya. What's his first name? The driver, the Colombian driver. He was a
driver for what? For
Indy, and then
no. What about NFL? Anybody in the NFL or?
you know, right? I really haven't met that many really bad guys in the NFL. Juan Pablo Montoya. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Juan Pablo Montoya, the driver. He was a IndyCar driver. Then he was a NASCAR driver. He thought that he was God's gift to everything.
He was a big mamon.
The
Huh?
biggest jerk. And a lot of people that have interviewed him or tried to or dealt with him know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Just a piece of trash as far as a person is concerned.
Oh, wow. I can imagine there's so many personalities in the world, even in business, you know. I mean, people become successful, start believing their own press and become shitheads too. But there's a lot of them out there. Money just money just makes people more of who they really are. If you're a bad person, it's going to make you even 10 times better.
Oh, yeah.
Or worse.
I
or whatever.
agree.
If you're a good person, it'll make you 10 times better. So, but wow, that's interesting. I'm just excited. I like to hear all these stories about all the people.
Well, you know what? One of these days we'll just have story time.
Story time, yeah.
Story time with Jimmy.
Jimmy Weed. Story time with Jimmy Weed. He's got the Jimmy shirt on. Well, that's our show for today, guys. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Also, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We're going to be doing some giveaways here real soon. And don't forget, Rams this weekend.
It's all about the U, baby.